Okay, let's continue.
Please. So we are happy we are back now. Let's continue with our framework. So actually, this framework covers 3M and 3I. So the 3M referred to the ecosystem. 3M covers macro, meso, and micro level of stakeholders' involvement. When we are talking about macro level, we often talk about national government, just like a Ministry of Education or Ministry of Labor, this kind of policy makers. And when we are talking about meso level, we often talk about non-government institutions, associations, and the platforms, just like the trade union, the Tibet Institutions Association, and research institutes, and NGOs. And when we are talking about the micro level, we often talk about the Tibet institutions. So the government referred to the policy, the regulations. The micro level referred to the implementation organization of Tibet. The meso referred to a bridge between the government and the Tibet institutions. So the three parties or three levels come together to form the ecosystem for the Tibet Tibet governance and the implementation. Then we have 3I. 3I actually means three approaches. The 3I means identification, integration, and implementation of new qualification and competence. When we are talking about identification, we usually talk about skills forecast and the survey. So we have different ways to make skills forecast and make survey for the skills. Okay, we have different research companies. They can do this. Our Tibet institutions can also arrange our teachers, our staff to make the survey about the skills needs and the future skills needs. Okay, then next one is about integration. Integration actually means after finding the skills needs, the future skills, we will transfer the skills into our program, into our Tibet curricula. So this means the program development and the curricula development. Okay, we need to embed all the new qualifications and the competence, the digital skills, green skills, entrepreneurship skills, and the transversal skills into our Tibet programs and into our Tibet curricula. Finally, it's about the implementation of new qualifications and competence. When we are talking about implementation, actually we are talking about the teaching, learning, and learning assessment in Tibet institutions. That actually means how do our Tibet teachers, our trainers, implement our program, implement our curricula by the different teaching and the learning technologies and the new digital pedagogies or teaching methods. Okay, that means about our daily work in the Tibet institutions. Okay, so that's the key brief introduction to Shenzhen Polytechnic University and the conceptual framework of the build SRT project. Next part will be given by my colleague, Ms. Zhong.
Thanks, Professor Yang. And also thanks to the NSU team for arranging the new meeting room for us. And in the following, I will introduce the Build SRT project and also the self-reflection workshop. As introduced by Professor Yang, NQC delivery is very important, and TVET providers plays a very important role in this. Therefore, the UNIVOC and BIBB Build team has developed SRT tool. They launched the SRT project in 2022, and they developed a web-based self-reflection tool to be used by TVET providers to do the self-reflection. And the self-reflection process is actually about the reflection on the 3I process: identification, integration, and implementation of NQC. There are several key terms in the Build SRT project. Build means bridging learning and innovation in TVET. SRT means the self-reflection tool is a web-based tool. And MLI means the micro-level institution, which means the TVET providers. NQC means new qualifications and competencies, such as related to digitalization or greening or entrepreneurship. And in this slide, I'm trying to give you a summary about the Build project. As introduced by Alexandra, Build is a platform for policy learning and networking between TVET stakeholders in Africa, Asian Pacific, and Europe. And the SRT project is a project under the Build platform. In this project, TVET institutions need to apply the web-based self-reflection tool through the self-reflection process, and they need to reflect on their preparedness of NQC. From 2022 to 2023, it was the piloting phase, and Shenzhen Polytechnic University is very honored to be one of the 8 pilots. And now we are in the multiplier phase, 2024. We are also very honored to be selected as the coach institution for the Asian Pacific region. Maybe I will move directly to the introduction to the SRT workshop. So in the multiplier phase, we are going to have the self-reflection workshop in partnership with the TVET providers in Asian Pacific region. The objective is to field test and confirm the self-reflection process and the web-based tool to ensure that the process and the tool is attractive and effective. And the final goal is to promote the tool to be used autonomously by TVET providers around the globe. For NSU to be involved in this project, there are some instant benefits and as well as some long-term benefits. You would through the self-reflection process, you would gain the evidence-based understanding of your capacity to anticipate NQC, and you would have more dialogue with your stakeholders during the discussions in the workshop. And also, after the self-reflection, you would outline a specific action plan for improve your TVET delivery. For long-term benefits, it would be an opportunity to improve the TVET offer related to NQC, and also we would have more networking and exchange between each other. And today, as you see, we have 3 parties, 3 institutions: the UNIVOC, NSU, and us, Shenzhen Polytechnic University. And we have different roles to play in this workshop. From the side of UNIVOC Build team, they have already prepared the web-based self-reflection tool and also the user guide. All materials I have shared all materials to Professor Muta through the OneDrive shared holder, and I believe he will share the link to you after the meeting. And for us as the coach institution, as I said, we have already participated in the piloting phase, And we also worked on the updating and improvement of the self-reflection tool last year. And in this phase, in the multiply phase, we will support and accompany two receiving institutions in the Asian Pacific through the self-reflection process. And National Skills University is one of the receiving institutions. And so as to your side, you will be coordinated by Professor Muta, and you as the core team will need to support Professor Muta to facilitate the whole self-reflection process. Here you can see all steps of the self-reflection process. Now we are in the preparatory phase. We will have two preparatory meetings. Today is the preparatory meeting 1, and later we will have preparatory meeting 2. After two preparatory meetings, we will have the self-reflection workshop, which will be divided into 3 steps. And throughout the workshop, you would need to deliver 2 required outputs. One is the analysis of the strengths and opportunities in addressing NQC in NSU, and the other is the action plan to strengthen NQC in your university. Today we are now having the preparatory meeting 1. And the key material for the self-reflection workshop and the process is the SRT user guide developed by the Univoc build team. And I have already shared the material to the OneDrive shared holder, and you could access it. And I just put the link here. The user guide has proposed very structured steps of self-reflection, and maybe you do not need to read all pages of the guide, but you could refer to the guide when you have some inquiry or confusion during the self-reflection process. Now I will detailedly introduce the 3 steps during the self-reflection workshop. Step 1 is about mapping current practices and priorities in NQC. And in step 1, you would have online survey in the web-based self-reflection tool. And the objective is to map the current practice in NQC in your institution. And the participants would need to include you as the core team, and also the participants representing different stakeholder groups of National Skills University. And you will need to set up the survey and gather the data and analyze the results in this step. Actually, the web-based self-reflection tool is a very user-friendly tool. You just need to fill in the survey, and the survey will generate the outcomes directly and automatically. And after step 1, you would need to select one topic for in-depth reflection in step 2. For example, in step 1, you would need to fill in the survey about your current practice in digitalization, greening, and also an additional competence area. It means that you need to reflect on at least three competence areas in this step. And after this step, after this reflection, you need to choose one from these 3 competence areas for in-depth reflection in the next step. So in the next step, you just need to in-depth reflect on one specific competence you have chosen, and you will go through the 3I reflection process. We will give you the indicator list. There are 15 indicators about the 3Is, and you would discuss on the 15 indicators, and you will fill in your results and your ratings as well as your evidence on the web-based tool. This is the main part of the self-reflection process. So I just divide this step into 3 sessions. The first session is about filling in the survey on the web-based tool. It means that you need to go onto the website, and after discussion, you would every participant need to record their results, their ratings. They need to give their ratings on the website, and also note down their evidence for their ratings. And the second session is about the preparation of the analysis and strengths and opportunities in NSU. It's not the second session. The second session is not attended by all participants, but only attended by the core team. So it's about the first output, as I mentioned before. Is about the first output of this self-reflection workshop, the analysis report of strengths and opportunities. And the third session is about the other output, the action plan. The third session is also only attended by the core team. So these 2 outputs only need to be prepared by the core team, not by all participants. And step 3 is about the reviewing and improving the process of SRT. And the build team has prepared a survey on the website, and the participants, maybe the core team as well as the management, or any participants who are interested in filling in the survey, could go on to the website and do the feedback questions. And after the feedback, we will have a very sharp wrap-up by 3 institutions, for example, by Alexandra, and by Miss Professor Mota, and also by our side. And this picture shows the whole process of the self-reflection workshop. And we will have preparatory meetings, and then during the workshop we will go through 3 steps, and after the 3 steps we will generate 2 outputs, the summary of strengths and opportunities, and as well as the action plan. So that's all about the self-reflection workshop. And maybe if you have questions, you could raise questions now. And if not, we would move to the next agenda. Professor Mutta, do you have any questions about this project or about the self-reflection process?
Yeah, I mean, the question is like when we will have access to the website that will be used for analyzing all this data. And the questionnaire, will we be getting some help, or we will be developing ourselves, or is there some guidance for that one that we will develop that questionnaire?
Yes, after this meeting, yes, this slide. Yes, you could, as you see in this slide, after this meeting, you will have a bilateral meeting between you and also the build team, and the build team will give you a coach session on how to use the website. They will help you create. They will help you create a survey to register the website and create a survey on the website.
That's good. Thank you.
Yes,
I mean, regarding that questionnaire, I mean, is there already predefined questionnaire, or we will develop ourselves based on the indicator that you will give to us?
The questionnaire is on the website, and it's designed already. It's just several simple questions about the competence areas. You need to reflect on the digitalization and as well as the greening, and also you need to select another competence area you need to reflect on in step 1. So our next agenda is about selection of additional competence is for your step one.
Thank you very much. Then life is easier.
Yes. So maybe now you could discuss which competence you would need to select in addition to digitalization and greening. And I need to remind you that the additional competence need to be relevant for your context and also relevant to your program portfolio. And you could select the thematic one as well as the transversal competence.
According to the format of this SRT framework, digitalization and greening are already included in the format. So that's the required course. Now you need to select one elective course. The elective course covers entrepreneurship or transversal skills. It's up to you to decide. Maybe you can select one you like, you prefer, which can demonstrate your strengths.
Entrepreneurship looks better because most of our skill learners, they go for their own businesses. I think that will help us.
Maybe you could also discuss with your core team to select the additional competence.
Yeah, we can talk a bit more about transversal skills. We have to look into this one also. But so far, entrepreneurship looks better. So, but final answer later.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think Professor Mutta is in a good position to make a judgment about which one is your another strength. So I understand, and also I agree with you for your selection about entrepreneurship.
So, I mean, we can call it innovation and entrepreneurship.
Or innovation and entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you confirm that you will select innovation and entrepreneurship as your additional, the third competence area you need to reflect on?
Yes, that's what my colleagues are supporting me on that one.
Okay, thanks. So let's just move on. You are quite efficient. And in the next step, we will need to identify the workshop participants and timeline. As I have already talked about the workshop participants with Professor Mutta. Actually, the SRT process is about consultations with your stakeholders. And there are different stakeholder groups, senior management, teachers, students. These three are required stakeholder groups to attend the consultations. And you can also include external partners in these consultations in the workshop. So maybe in the next, after the meeting, you would need to start invite your participants. And this is the requirement.
Yeah, we are already working on that one because we got your message. So, I mean,
yes.
Because these people that you mentioned, so then we will be having a joint session with the Shenzhen as well as with UNESCO.
Yes. So I just make sure you have already noticed this.
Yeah.
And I would also talk about the meetings afterwards. And as I mentioned just now, after this meeting is preparatory meeting 1. After this meeting, you would have a bilateral meeting between you and the build team. And the build team, and the bilateral meeting is about the coach session on how to use the SRT, and they will help you create the survey. And after you create the survey, we would have the preparatory meeting 2. And preparatory meeting 2 should be attended by all workshop participants. And we would briefly introduce the project again, and make sure they understand the process. So after meeting 2, we would start our self-reflection workshop. It means the 3 steps. And now we have two options about the modalities of the self-reflection workshop. One is to make it a totally online workshop. It means that all participants, including us, for sure, we will attend the workshop online. And the other option is to make a blended one. It means that you could organize an on-site workshop in your campus, and you invite all the stakeholders to your campus and to the meeting room, and you can discuss face-to-face. And we, as the coach and also the build team, would promote remote support. So you may choose from these two options.
So actually, there are two steps here. One is the second preparatory meeting. This is number one, preparatory meeting. The second one is about technical support or technical training, how to operate on the SRT websites. Okay, so the technician will train your people, will train the coordinator, your core teams, your 4 groups, how to operate through the SRT process. Okay, so next one will be one online training. Also, you need to have some hands-on practice so that you are familiar with how to operate the SRT process. After that, we will go to the next step, next process. That's the self-reflection workshop. Okay, here we offer 2 options. Actually, you know, in 2022, we used it to be the pilot institution for this project. We just choose the blended one. Most of the work will be done on site. Just in case we have some problems, we will ask the build team to support us. I think, Professor Mata, you are very experienced and you understand the UNESCO's documents very precisely. So I think you are in a good position to coordinate all the teams to have the discussion, to go through the process. Maybe you need one assistant, a technical assistant, a young assistant to help you tackle with the technical problems. For the technical problems, I think the build team can offer some help if you meet some problem. So my suggestion to you that you can choose blended one. For the online one, maybe it's not easy to communicate through 3 different regions, okay, different countries. We have German, the build team is in Germany. We are in China, you are in Pakistan. And we also need to coordinate the meeting platform. So that's my suggestion to you. I think blended one is a very, very ideal one, to my understanding.
Yes, you are the best coach. And my colleague on the right, he is also guiding me the same way. Let's go for the blended.
Okay, thank you.
So in the next step, we need to discuss the timeline. As I mentioned, the bilateral meeting will be only attended by the coordinator, Professor Muta, and also the supporting team from Build. And they will help you because only the coordinator have the right to have the authorization to register for all participants in the web-based tool. So they just need to have the coach session for the coordinator. So you may need to choose. This is the proposed timeline by us. You may need to choose the time at your convenience. And if you agree with this arrangement, you could just choose from these options. And if you are not available for this arrangement, maybe you need to propose another timeline.
So let's do it on June 28th. I'm fine with that.
Sorry?
June 28th. That will be the coaching meeting.
June 28th.
June 28th, yes. The June 28th would be the preparatory meeting one, which should be attended by all workshop participants. Is
Meeting
because,
two, not meeting.
Preparatory meeting two, sorry. So it would be joined by all workshop participants. There will be a info session.
These 40 people that we are talking, is that right?
Yeah, 24 to 40. It depends on how many participants in each stakeholder group.
So let's. I don't think then June 28th won't be good. I think we would have to move it further.
Yeah, I wanted to also say, I will just quickly jump in. Sorry, Joy, because for us also, if we need to have that bilateral meeting tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it's a bit too short. So I would strongly suggest to maybe that we so I can meet with Professor Mukhtar end of this week, and we have the second preparatory meeting during next week, if possible, please.
Thank you.
So are you all suggesting that we will have preparatory meeting two in next week, and we just move the self-reflection workshop afterwards? Yeah, maybe. 能不能那个键盘能不能搞？对。So maybe you could decide. Would you like to decide the timeline now? The date.
I mean, it's up to you. If you propose some, we will be more than happy to look into this one. Otherwise, we can suggest you some.
Yeah, so Joy, for this bilateral meeting, so basically the idea is so after this meeting, so Professor Mukhtar and the core team, I'm just wanted to clarify, I will create the organizational profile for NSU to be able to log in the tool. And then I will also, so in this meeting with the coordinator, Professor Mukhtar will be able to go and fill in the preparatory phase in the tool. We can do this together, and this can be done on Friday, 28th of June at 10 a.m. Bonn time. I see this is good for us. So it's at 1 p.m. at Islamabad. Would you be able to confirm this is fine with you?
On Friday, 1 p.m. doesn't look good because we have a prayer time. I think if it could be earlier.
So maybe this one, is that okay?
This time is good. Like, I mean, if it is a 1.5 hour, 11 to 12:30, that will be fine.
But we don't need 1.5 hours for that. We can do it 8:30 to 9:30 at Bonn. So 11:30 to 12:30 at Islamabad. Would this work?
That will work out. That will work out.
Like this?
Like this?
Friday, okay. I mean, it's telling me 11:30 to 12:30, but she is telling Alexandra told it's a long meeting. Is that right?
It's a 1 hour meeting. So if 11:30 to 12:30 works for you, it's
that's fine.
Same as 8:30 to 9:30 for me. It's good.
Okay. That was your time. Sorry, that's fine.
Yeah, it's my
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So how about preparatory meeting two? It will be attended by all participants.
Yes.
So
maybe you need to have some time to fund to build your team, different groups.
Yeah, it will be easier. I have a lot more excitement in my friend.
Yeah.
So we also need to put off this meeting. So
yeah.
So what's your suggestion for this meeting? The meeting time.
How about 4th of July, American Independence Day?
July the 4th.
Yeah, you can do it 4th, 5th, whatever you like it.
下周四
July the 4th, 下周四 next Thursday. Yeah.
You check are you available on July 4th?
July 4th, yeah.
那我们
Thursday.
您可以吗？ Okay, okay.
Yeah, Alexandra is fine with this
This
one.
time is type
Number.
Alexandra 行不行？
How about Alexandra?
Yes, I logged in this time.
It's 8
good for
o'clock.
us.
It's 8 o'clock to 9. Half past
Yes,
9
I
for
know.
you.
I will be living in a different time zone throughout the workshop. It's fine.
I think the time gap is too long after the second training.
So
My suggestion is that if you try to arrange the self-reflection workshop closer to the second preparatory meeting.
So
after the training, people know the details how to operate. So in this way, you can save some efforts and you can avoid some problems, especially technical problems.
okay, so
After a certain time, people will forget.
this will be 4-day, this self-reflection workshop.
No, not necessary because you have chose the blended one. So maybe you can do some sections on the morning and you can have face-to-face discussions on the morning and we would join your reporting at the afternoon. Is that okay? Because according to based on our experience as the pilot center, the pilot institution in 2022, we just did the on-site consultation at the morning, and we report to the expert team at the afternoon.
From my side, I wanted to say, so I see that the possibilities are for us to, if NSU can have the workshop itself held during the week of the 15th of July. And this means that we would need to have the second preparatory meeting on the 11th. So, for example, 11 for the preparatory meeting and start of the workshop on the 15th. In case you would like to start the workshop on the 22nd, we would need to hold the preparatory meeting on the 18th. So what would you prefer? Which week works better for you?
Yeah, that sounds, Alexandra, that sounds better suggestion. The reason is from 11 to 15th July. So we see some
11 to 15.
roadblocks and people cannot join us over here in the
11.
No problem.
Then the 18?
他说不行吗？
不行啊。那 how about the 18? July 18th.
But the second preparatory meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that okay? 如果是这样的话，它的那个第二个就是 July 18，就是18号是那个。
Second preparatory meeting July 18th. Start of the workshop 22nd of July.
22nd 22号。
Perfect.
这么晚？
我也觉得。
那没办法，他们说。
So is this arrangement okay with everyone? So
July 18th and July 22.
Yes, sounds
July
great.
18th for the second meeting. July 20.
I mean, this is the date for step 1 of the workshop, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, then I will revise the workshop agenda and I will share with you, and maybe I need a further confirmation from the side of National Skills University.
Sure. We look forward to that.
Yes, so after the meeting, I would revise the agenda and also prepare the workshop materials. And from the side of NSU, you need to identify all the participants and share the name and email list to the shared folder. So is that okay? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. So That's so much about today's meeting. I think we
问
have.
他有没有啥问题？
Before we end today's meeting, do you have any questions about the project or about the process or anything?
No, it sounds exciting, and myself as well as all my colleagues, we are looking forward to the successful completion of this project and its continuation for future. I mean, is it okay if we can put this recording on our website so our colleagues can see, I mean, what is going on and all these things?
Yes. Sure.
To us, I think it's okay. No problem.
Thank you, Sheshe.
Fine with us too.
Welcome.
Thank you, Alexander.
结束共享
Yes.
联络。
先结束共享。
One last thing that I saw for the next steps, Mr. Mukhtar, I will wait for your email with the contact information for the first and maybe second coordinator for this workshop. And we will then help you register in the tool on Friday. So you will receive an email as well as the second coordinator in case you will nominate one. You will receive an email with the login information for the tool by Friday. And you can already try it out yourself. Or just together with me on Friday. So I will be sending the invitation for that meeting too. So that would be the next steps. That's it for me. Thank you.
We already decided about second coordinator. So she is here. So I mean, if you can raise hand. She is the one.
Hello, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So much about today's meeting, and thank you for your attention today. See you next time. See you at the next meeting. Bye.
See you.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
See you. All the best. Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.